I guess it's time to talk about my favorite video game of all time. This game has more or less defined who I am today, and as someone who honestly doesn't play a boatload of video games, this is kinda saying a lot. Out of my whole life, there are 3 video game franchises that I have played to death. Microsoft Flight Simulator, The Sims, and Roller Coaster Tycoon. The game I'm talking about today, and the one that ranks number 1 out of all those franchises, is Roller Coaster Tycoon. I have all the games, 1 through 3. That's it. And all of their expansion packs. And a few years ago, Atari announced that they were making a mobile app for Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I got super excited. A mobile Roller Coaster Tycoon game? How awesome! Yeah, no. Instead of the original Roller Coaster Tycoon games on mobile, we ended up with a terrible free-to-play game filled with the M word. Microtransactions. So around this same time, Chris Sawyer was also hard at work porting Transport Tycoon, or should I say locomotion, to mobile devices. I decided to buy it for 2 reasons. Number 1, because it looked like a really good game I would like. And 2, as a sort of investment for a Roller Coaster Tycoon port from him. And let's just say this investment paid off, because earlier this year, to my surprise, it was announced. And then, to my surprise yet again, it was quietly added to the App Store and Google Play a few weeks ago. Like a week or 2 before Christmas, and yeah, that was a perfect Christmas present. Welcome to Physical Copy. Today we review Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic. So for those of you guys who are out of the loop, Roller Coaster Tycoon is a game in which you are tasked with managing a theme park, from building rides, concession stands, and of course, roller coasters. You can also hire handymen to clean up paths, mechanics to fix rides, security guards to keep down vandalism, and entertainers to entertain guests. Everything in the park can be customized, from the color of the rides, to the scenery around the rides, to the prices guests need to pay for the rides, to getting in the park to ride the rides, and even food and drinks after you ride the rides. Or even the bathroom if you are the devil. It may be cliche, but the possibilities are endless. One could spend hours trying to create a beautiful, realistic park, and when that becomes too boring, you can always just blow things up. This game is basically just a port of the first 2 Roller Coaster Tycoon games. It is literally Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 with the scenarios from the first game. Now let me reiterate that. When I say this is a port, I mean it. It's the same graphics, the same rides, the same gameplay, the same everything. So then, how is this interface? Many PC games are ported to mobile and they tend to not work right. While on my S7 the buttons did feel a little small, it never got too frustrating to press them. Placing flat rides could be a little easier. Sometimes it takes a few tries to get the ride in the exact place you want, but after a while you end up getting used to that. But one of the things I was worried about on mobile was constructing walls and buildings. While it does take a tad bit longer to build buildings, it's not too much longer. In fact, after a while of playing, it gets easier and easier. And let's be honest, these buildings were never easy to build in any of the PC games anyways. So yeah, after a few hours of play, you should be able to build things just as easily with a touchscreen as on a PC with a mouse. As for what you get in the game, like I said, it's basically a direct port of the first 2 games. All of the Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 scenarios are available, along with the scenarios from the base game of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. You can buy 3 extra DLCs on top of the $5.99 you pay for the game. The first 2 are Time Twister and Wacky Worlds expansion packs, and this is pretty much exactly the same as the expansion packs for Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. They include more scenarios, more rides, more scenery, the general expansion packy stuff. The third DLC, however, is the Toolkit. This includes the ride designer and the scenario designer from the second game, along with the Six Flags parks from the second game. It also allows you to import and export parks to share with friends and add parks from your PC to your mobile device. So these Wacky Worlds and Time Twister DLCs cost $1.99 each, and the Toolkit is $5.99 each, the same you pay for the base game. But the base game really is a steal. There is plenty of content here that would be more than enough for even the most hardcore fans. While I personally have not gotten any of the DLC yet, the first one I think I will get is the Toolkit. I really like sandbox play, and the scenario editor is the closest thing to a sandbox as one can get in these games. And also being able to import and export parks sounds like a really handy feature to have. So if you are a fan of any Roller Coaster Tycoon games, you need to buy this game. It is a perfect port, now that they fixed all the really bad glitches. And I honestly can't believe my eyes. Being able to play Roller Coaster Tycoon on the go has been a dream of mine since I played the first game when I was like 6. So it's worth it. It's worth that $6. Seriously, just buy it already. So have you guys played Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic? If you have, give me your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from Physical Copy, why not check out my last video on whether or not Ghost in the Shell fans need to like the new live-action Ghost in the Shell movie. And also don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, when I actually put out a video, who knows when, I'll see you whenever that is.